The die is cast, and we are here back again, Aussieverse, with what we have read October and November, because we forgot October existed, didn't we, guys?
It just flew by and missed the train.
I am dedicating this episode to a good friend of mine, Mr. Richie. Told you I would do it. Thank you very much. I hope you get some props from this one. This is Aussieverse. Thank you very much for joining us. I am OmniBeau, joined by Sharif, Lee Chalker, and SingleIssue Steve, baby. Let's get down to business. We want to talk about what we have read. We have got so much to talk about, so we are going to try and make this kind of quick, this one. So I'm going to try and just chop mine out really, really quickly. My favorite read of the last 2 months has been Jason Aaron's Punisher. Why? Because something happens in these books that I think every Punisher fan has been waiting for a very long time, but they didn't think would ever happen. And it did! So go check it out. The other one that I have that is an ongoing, because I have about 5 books. Lee from Comx has been telling me to read it for a long time, and I've started, baby, and I'm up to book 3, and that is Black Hammer by Jeff. Oh boy, I stuffed that one up. Jeff Lemire. Thank you very much. You know what? While I'm here, we're going to make us big for each individual person. If you've read Black Hammer, let me know what you think, because everybody talks absolute big things about it, and I'm hoping they do make some sort of TV show out of that one day. The rest of them I have sold, so I'm going to be using digital pictures here that, you know, goes to show what I really think about them, I guess. So starting from the top, we have the latest iteration of Thunderbolts. Now, I didn't mind it. It was okay. It wasn't great. I don't know why Marvel have watered down the Thunderbolts name. It is so annoying. Thunderbolts used to be such a good, huge name in the MCU. MCU? No, just Marvel. And now it is just a bunch of kind of crap in the Marvel world, which is really disappointing. However, I actually really enjoyed that. I've got to admit, it was a lot better than the last 3 or so Thunderbolt books. Next one that I read was Spider-Man, The Lost Hunt. This is a story that takes place in those forgotten years where Peter Parker... Okay, I'm going to be sick of doing my head like this, so we're just going to be quick, all right? This is in the years where Peter Parker gives up being Spider-Man and Ben Reilly takes over the mantle. That's right, Ben Reilly, we love you, brother. And this is when a guy that got created during that time was forgotten about, comes back and takes revenge on Peter Parker when he has lost his powers. Yeah, it was pretty damn good, actually. Next one we have got is Venom, Lethal Protector. This is Lethal Protector 2, not to be confused with the original Lethal Protector, not to be confused with the new Lethal Protector. This is the new Lethal Protector number 2. This is written by David Michelinie, whatever the hell you say his last name, the classic Spider-Man Venom writer, and it takes you back to days when Venom had just become an anti-hero. So it's very nostalgic in the time of Venom that we don't have now. However, you can take it and you can leave it, I've got to admit. Next up is All Out Avengers. This one I was excited about. It was not that great. It was okay. The premise of the story, for those guys that have read non-stop Spider-Man, it is about a book that just goes bang, 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 and just takes you right into the action straight away. Drops you in the middle of a storyline. You have no idea what's going on, and it is just go, 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 baby. And the beginning is really jarring because of that, but it does get a little better later on. They did make a sequel to it. It does continue, and that is into Avengers Beyond. This one was better than All Out Avengers. This is the Beyonder coming back to the Marvel Universe. Ooh. For those who don't know who the Beyonder is that omnipotent character that started the Marvel Secret Wars. And the Beyonder comes to the Avengers for help because the Beyonders are not too happy with the Beyonder. And it was pretty good. Next up, we have a surprising, enjoyable read. I've got to admit, there are so many throwawayable characters in the Spider-Man world now. So many symbiotes and so many like goblins and things like that, that it's really kind of hard to love these new characters. But Hallows Eve is a new character that's been recently introduced into the Marvel mythos. This is Ben Reilly. I love you, Ben Reilly. I swear I do. You're the best thing ever. This is his girlfriend. She gets powers out of the dark web storyline. Her powers are she has a bag full of masks, and every mask gives her a different power. So she will have a Frankenstein mask. Frankenstein. She will then have a werewolf. Oh, I'm now a werewolf. She will have a witch. And I'm a witch. And she will have all these different masks, and it gives them all different powers. And it's actually kind of a really cool story. I recommend that one. Next, we have Mary Jane and Black Cat Dark Web. Man, they've given Mary Jane powers. 60 years of Mary Jane being around, and now she has powers. Like, no, man. No. That shouldn't be happening. That's not what it should be. No. And now she's going to be a superhero called Jackpot. Oh, next we have the United States of Captain America. Now, this one was actually quite enjoyable. This is about Captain America and Sam Wilson teaming up to stop some people that are taking the Captain America name and trying to pretty much crap on it. And they go around America and find other people that are taking the Captain America name and using it for good. And they end up creating kind of like a Captain America Corps. And it's a bit heartfelt. It's not bad, actually. I've got to admit. Give it a go. It caused a little bit of controversy when it came out because they had the gay Captain America and people didn't like that. And like, people seriously grow up. Next, we have Spider-Boy. So I just said that there is a lot of new characters in the Spider-Man world now, and it's kind of hard to get into them because there's just too many and you feel like they're just trying to create characters. I did not want to like Spider-Boy. I didn't at all. His issues and his cover appearances were being oversold everywhere. I thought it was the biggest rip. I thought Marvel are just trying to steal your money. But I've got to admit, man, Spider-Boy's kind of cool. He's not bad, man. He's got like 6 eyes, and he's got like, you know, these spider abilities, and he's got the fangs like Spider-Man 2099. And he's this little kid, man, that's just so cute. And he's got a heart of gold. And man, I've got to admit, I can't believe I'm saying it, but I want more Spider-Boy. Coming up now, we have Death of Venomverse. Now, this one, baby, this one spells OmniBeau all over, does it not? Well, let me tell you something, brother. I didn't enjoy it very much at all. I feel like it was a major cash grab, just like the Spider-Verses. Like, come on, you're going to do something, do it right. Don't just throw us a bunch of different Venoms and tell us to be cool with them, man, because they're not. The best thing about them is the covers. Next, we have, dude, this one, man, this is my last one. Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky, baby. This one is so freaking cool. This was like, oh my God. If Punisher is not being the best read of the year, then it's Daredevil by Zdarsky. Every single page, every single issue, I could not put it down. And that is so hard when you're on the toilet because you spend so much longer in there than you should. If you like the Kingpin, if you like Daredevil, if you like Elektra, if you like your Daredevil making him out like he's guilty for doing things because he is, and he takes responsibility for them, dude, read Daredevil by Zdarsky. It is just freaking amazing. It is so cool. That's all I got. Next, we have...
Oh, shit, it's me. All right. How am I going to follow that? I don't have that much energy, so I'm just going to bring it down a little. I promise I won't do that again. That was shit. All right. So for those of you who've been, or maybe watched the last couple of episodes when I talked about the haul, I got some good stuff last time, so I'm going to cover off on some of that again. But start with, so I finally read the first 2 issues of Superman Action Comics, the Bendis run. Really, really good books. Love it. I love my hardcovers, so I always look out for hardcovers. So I was pretty happy with that. I've also read, where are we? Finally finished the Rebirth Superman run as well. So there's a bit of a theme here.
Oh.
Been getting into quite a bit more Superman lately, which has been really good. So that was another good read. Finally getting through some of these, and I'm starting with this one here. So this is the 80 Years of the Emerald Archer. There's a whole series of these. These are just beautiful books. They're just so nicely presented. I've got to get just the Joker one, and I've got all of them now. So that's been a good read. I've only just started it in the last couple of days, but that's really nice. And my book of the year, which I love, and I know it's an older one, but this was an absolute belter. I love this. This is so well done. Jeff Johns, Jason Fabok, and Brad Anderson, I think it is. Yeah, absolutely sensational book. And it's well worth a read if you haven't finished it yet, especially if your name's Bo. You should finish it. It's really good. Cool. But yeah, there's a lot more still to read from my last haul, but that's it from me. I need more time to read books.
Hello. All right. Right. I'm going to start with All You Need Is Kill. The movie Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt was based on this comic. It's a manga. Artwork is beautiful. Smashed it in a couple of hours. You know, similar, but this goes off on a little bit more of a cerebral tangent, which I liked. Very good. Go and get it. Next one, because I'm a crazy Dune fan. I always buy anything Dune, mate. They could, I don't know, they could just drop anything and I'd buy it. So this is part 2. Dune, the novel, was put into originally 3 pieces into a car manual magazine. And these guys, with the movies coming out and all the franchise kicking off again, have turned the 3 books, which is, you know, known as 1, but it's 3, into 3 separate graphic novels. And they're hardcovers and stuff, and they do the novel justice, I think. So, you know, like, get on that if you like Dune and lots of things that Muad'Dib, the man of the desert, likes to get up to. Next one. Top tier comic. Have not read this since I was in school. Picked it up about 3 or 4 months ago. I've been looking at it and decided it was time. So this comic book here is, I would say, probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever read. You know, realistically, it's a lovely story about history, terrible history, hope, love, family. You know, from fire springs the phoenix and all that sort of stuff. So I would highly recommend that everyone reads this book or has it in your collection, and at some point in your life read it. It's fantastic. Next one is I decided this was going to be one that I read. Hellsing, about a vampire that's a vampire hunter because he thinks all the other vampires are killing humans too quickly and they'll wipe out vampires, so he becomes a good guy. I don't really know how you work that out, but it worked out. So the comic book's really cool. The artwork's wicked. It's a lovely package. You know, you can get lots of them. They're a little bit expensive, you know, so you got to wait till you can get your hands on them because, you know, it's just what it is. Or sometimes you can lash out, you know, occasionally you lash out, you chastise yourself later, but once you've read it, you give yourself a pat on the back. That's what I did. So.
And this is the moment that we all bond. And get
the next out there. I also like novels, so I'm a huge Twin Peaks fan. And so this is Twin Peaks. This is the history of Twin Peaks, the town. This came out in about 2018, written by Mark Frost. Just adds a little bit more detail to David Lynch's and Mark Frost's, you know, world of Twin Peaks. That's a cool read. Now, the next one I'm going to show you is the Book of Disquiet. Now, this was written by a man from about 1913 through about his death in 1947. He loved poetry. He loved reading and writing. He did it for himself while he was working. He passed away in 1947, and his family and friends found 3 giant chests of paper. The paper was what became this book. The book is written, it's not an autobiography. He wrote it as about 15 different characters. It took his family about 15 years to piece it all together into some semblance of order. It is probably one of the most beautiful things that I have ever read. It is eloquent as all hell. It's a book of poetry. It is a book of love. It is a book of life, the people he met on the street, how his days were, what things would be like if he was somebody else, anything you could possibly imagine. And upon reading it, I immediately wanted to reread it again. But the best part about this is you don't have to read it from start to finish. You can actually just open up any pages and read the beauty, and it'll flow all over you. So they are my books of the last couple of months. So rock on.
Admittedly, I didn't do a lot of reading for the past 2 months, but I do have 3 books. One I've read cover to cover. The second one, not done yet. The third, I've just started. Okay, so in October, almost everyone has been doing their Spooktober read. I've done my Spooktober, and it's Witches by Scott Snyder and art by Jock. This trade collects all of the 6 issues, so it's one and done. Pretty interesting. It's right. So the witches, they're not the old hag point black pointed hats, and no, them. These are witches. These are the witches. So basically, this particular family moves to the town where the wife grew up in after an episode that the daughter experienced in school. So to get away from it all, they moved back into the old hometown, and that's when things start to get wonky. People get pledged, and they get sucked down to the tree where the witches are. But if you read all the way through till issue 6, the kicker is when you find out who was behind the pledge that did the family in, and it was a banger. Anyway, so the second book that I couldn't finish is The Quorum by Hickman. I feel like Hickman is like the second Morrison. You know, a lot of highbrow expositions, a lot of high concept material going on in this. I mean, the art itself, don't get me wrong, the art itself is an eclectic. It's really beautiful. Classic Hickman, black whites. But then when you get to full color pages, the art is really good. It draws you in. But man, the story is he's just laying it thick. I put it on twice, and I'm only halfway through. Towards the end of November and the beginning of the month, I have started Global Frequency by Warren Ellis. So far, 2 issues in. It's all right. I need to continue and find out more what exactly the Global Frequency is all about. Yeah, those are my 3 books for the past 2 months.
Fantastic. And now for something completely unrehearsed. I have not told the guys that we are going to be doing this, so this is going to be quite funny. Well, let's see how everybody reacts to this one.
And now it's time for the Aussieverse Thought of the Week.
Thought of the week. All right. How many times can you ride on a roller coaster until you just get bored? Well, back again.
I don't know how to put me back. There are many things that I want the answers to. And for some reason, no matter how much I want the answers to them, I still don't Google the answer or find out what the hell the answer is. I want to know how a TV works.
Why do people say that people get old? They don't say that a tree gets old. They say it grows. So why can't people be seen as they get older to just grow?
I'm going to be quite topical here, and I'm a little bit serious. So I just want to talk to all of the students who've recently been through their Year 12s and might not have got the ATAR score they wanted. Just remember, guys, it's not the end of the world. There are other options available to you as well. It's just a bit of a stumbling block for you. There's other courses and things you can do to get to where you want to go. So whatever it is you decide to do with your careers, I wish you all the best.
And that is Aussieverse this time. If you do want to interact with us, if you are a collector, if you do have your own collection, if you are a creator, please, we want you on the show. Hit us up at Instagram. Right there is where you can find us. And if Instagram isn't your thing, go to Facebook, where you can look us up at Aussieverse for Life. If that's not your thing either, well, I don't know, you're going to contact us here, but hey, go check out the stuff that we try to post daily on TikTok, because you can find us there too. And last but not least, we are got our graphic designer, A51_designs. Go check out her work as well. And as always, we are humbly, proudly, and forever sponsored by Comx. And if you're not sure who they are, go check out what this hippie has to say about them.
This show is sponsored by the Comx shop. Check out
creators, comic book artists, comic book illustrators. You want to know where to go to buy anything about Australian comics books, and you go to Comx. Because what's the best thing about Comx? They bring Australian creators together, and not only that, they have one flat shipping rate. 10 comics, it doesn't matter. They don't care. They will ship it at one price. Comx, ladies and gentlemen, go find out. And usually we end the show right there, but guess what? We're still recording. So if you do want to check us out, then go please do, because we've made a lot of mistakes tonight, so why not make more?